Joe Biden has not yet been forced to explain why he fired Ukraine's top prosecutor at precisely the moment that his son was being paid to get him to fire Ukraine's top prosecutor. That was Tucker Carlson on his Thursday show, which aired live before Biden's televised town hall was over. Sure enough, that observation was still true afterward because Biden wasn't asked one question about this. And it's no wonder. Anyone invested in a Biden win 2.5 weeks from now must know how damaging the story would be if it got the attention that it deserves. Biden's also never said whether or not he personally benefited from his son Hunter's foreign business dealings. He still insists that he's never talked with his son about them. Not once. But according to one of the more telling emails on what is almost certainly Hunter's discarded laptop, Pop benefited quite a lot. "I love you all," Hunter writes to his kids, "but I don't receive any respect, and that's fine, I guess. Works for you, apparently. I hope you all can do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary." I'm sorry, what? Joe Biden was pocketing half of what Hunter made? How in the world is this not front and center in the news? That is, of course, a rhetorical question. Hunter wouldn't have made the big bucks without his father's last name, and he's acknowledged as much. So in a way, it might seem fitting that his father would take a generous cut. That is, if his father weren't vice president of the United States. Rudy Giuliani rightly describes this as a, quote, racketeering case, end quote. Allegedly, one deal with a Chinese energy company netted Hunter Biden $10 million a year just for introductions. He was also on a $1 million retainer from another company for legal services. Since the gravy train continued when Biden was no longer vice president, what exactly were the Chinese paying for? Were they anticipating the day when Biden would be running for president and likely becoming commander-in-chief, say in January of 2021? According to U.S. intel, the Chinese Communist Party, as well as Iran's government for that matter, wants Biden to win. You sure won't hear that on CNN. Well, this brings to mind the Clinton Global Foundation, whose billions in donations dried up soon after Hillary lost in 2016. Ironically, by blocking a story that involves the CCP, Twitter, and Facebook are just acting like the CCP. I mean, really, who needs Russia to meddle in our elections when we've got Twitter and Facebook to do it? And now Democrats and the media, but I repeat myself, they're using big tech's rejection of the Biden story as evidence that it isn't true. They're saying it's debunked, but it's not at all. Twitter and Facebook aren't claiming it's a hoax, they're simply cutting off communication about it. These people really are acting like the Ministry of Truth from George Orwell's 1984. They want censorship if it works in their favor. And they don't mean just to shut down some obscure blog, though that would be wrong as well, but even to censor major publications to silence a story they don't want. Likewise, they'll pass along an easily debunked lie if the lie is what they do want. They've crossed a big red line. This ought to scare the pants off of you. Now, the Biden campaign is backing off its original response, which was that his official calendar had no record of his meeting with the Burisma official who emailed Hunter a thank you for their meeting. Now they're saying they would not rule out the possibility of a meeting, but it just would have been informal and cursory. I've expressed curiosity about the backstory of the abandoned MacBook Pro, notably how it came to be subpoenaed by the FBI, where it seems to have been deep-sixed around the time of the Trump impeachment. Surely a coincidence. Seems I wasn't alone. Rudy Giuliani says he received a copy of the hard drive 3 weeks ago from his attorney, Robert Costello, who got it from John Paul Mac Isaac. That's the owner of a computer repair shop in Wilmington, Delaware. Steve Bannon negotiated the deal and passed it on to the New York Post, which also did its own authentication. This deal allowed Giuliani to later disclose the material to other media. just as he's doing right now. What I'm most curious about is the FBI subpoena. What was that about? Mac Isaac gave Costello a copy of what he said was the subpoena dated December 9th, 2019, which was used to seize the laptop. Fortunately, he copied the hard drive before he turned it over. Senator Ron Johnson said on Thursday that he wants the FBI to come clean. What were they doing with this? Why did they just sit on it? The FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Delaware declined to confirm the authenticity of the subpoena. As in the old song, they didn't say yes, they didn't say no. It's understandable that Rudy Giuliani and other Trump advocates are working overtime to get the truth out because journalists have utterly failed to do their job. They don't even care if Biden and his family are corrupt. Well, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed that video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel below and clicking the notification bell. Please leave a like and a comment, and share this video as well if you really enjoyed it. And if you want more of my news analysis and commentary, I hope you'll sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. It is completely free. That's it for this edition of The Breakdown. I'm Mike Huckabee.